I was just reading. I was just listening actually to a little clip that was talking about a lecture as not being a very effective method of transmitting data, because the learners, like 60, about two-thirds of the materials or time, the student is engaged in other things, whether he's wandering off looking out the window, or whether or not he gets stuck on a certain point and then gets kind of fixated on that one point he said and then doesn't move on, or is thinking about other things altogether about the topic, slightly disrelated. And what is interesting about this is that it draws the conclusion that lecturing is not a very effective method to instill critical thinking or get the students to try to find solutions or synthesize with the materials. Now, yes, I agree with that. That's correct. However, that's not the purpose of a lecture. And I think, when I did, I pulled it a little bit back and I had a look at the whole L&D sector, and something really interesting struck me there. And I don't know if you can relate to that. And this is this. It used to be that we would go to classrooms or read books to gain data that we then would take away and try to think with it and try to make usable and try to synthesize or analyze. Now, some didn't do that. But the point is, you got all the data in a courtroom, and then you would walk away and you would try to figure it out, right? And how to make usable for you. Now, it flipped. It reversed. Now what we're saying is, get all the information on Google, and then come here and we teach you how to think with it. Because the early process failed. Now, I can see to some degree that works, and to some other degree I can't see that working. And I tell you why it can't work. Because whether or not you do a lecture and give them all the information, or whether or not you ask them, nope, off you go, Google it, figure it out, and then come back, you have again the element that if he Googles, what does it tell us that the 67% that he is skiving up, that he's not getting, that he's not doing the same on Google? See what I mean? So the research is accurate, but it drew the wrong conclusions. The question is, why did he not listen 99% of the time during the lecture? Why is it that 67% of the time he skived off? And there's an exact reason. And this is not a theory, because we used it on over 1,000 people, well over 1,000 people. And it worked 100% uniformly. And you want to appreciate that, because it's not even known in general. And this is that. The reason why he skived off, the reason why he wandered the mind, the reason why he got stuck on certain points and couldn't move quickly, pull himself away, is every single time it was found he didn't understand a word. Every single time. And we found that we set them down on the transcript and you got them to work with you every single word through that he didn't understand. It's not that many actually, by the way. You will find after that 100% comprehension. You can think with it, he can judge it, he can synthesize, he can evaluate it. So this is not a theory. But here's another point, and this is one of the reasons why I think this hasn't been recognized and understood. And it's a personal thing. It's a pride thing to some degree. It's a self-esteem thing. And this is this. You go to a lecture, you listen to a lecture, and you wonder why, and you think, it must be stupid. It must be thick. I didn't get anything he said. And I've had that in lectures in my youth. Really, what? What was that all about? So you kind of conclude there is no way you're ever going to get that. And you concluded you must be thick on that particular topic or that particular lecture. But why did you come to that conclusion? It's not that you're stupid about the subject. It's that one is not understanding the words in it. You don't have to understand 5 words, 5 key words, and they're specific words I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any words. And these 5 words can leave you and render you completely wishing never ever to come near that topic. It's a fact. It's tested out. So, if you're running into this problem, don't look and don't consider yourself, I am never going to be a chess player. It's just no way I'm ever going to be that. I'm never ever going to be able to do this and that. Then just consider that maybe it is not that you couldn't get the subject matter, but there is the individual parts in there that you don't understand. Because knowledge at this point in time is transmitted by words, first and foremost. So where you get stuck on, where your comprehension of something is not working, you can reverse engineer by finding the word that defines that. So that might be a little bit complicated. Let me just rephrase that a little bit for you. If you're trying to make a souffle, but you don't quite understand how to make the mixture together, right? Then it is not a point that you're thick on the making of souffles. But there is one particular aspect that you didn't understand. And that aspect, that, let's say in which sequence to do it, that aspect you don't understand the words of it. This is the fastest way to get to the center of your miscomprehension, by looking the word up that defines the problem. So in our case, it would be sequence. I don't understand sequence here. What does sequence mean here? You look up sequence and you find, that comes first before that. Do you see? It's not the word itself that we're interested. We're not interested in the label of the word, but we're interested in the concept the word represents. That is the key. Do you see? So we're having an illiteracy problem here. And why do I say illiteracy? Because illiteracy here in this case means not that you can't read the word, that you don't have a rough idea what it means, that you have never heard it before, but that the meaning, the exact definition, is not an idea or concept in your head that you can use. As simple as that. From big to small down. So the fastest way to recover any inability on a topic, or where you feel you're not bright on it, is to find the words. And it works every time. And at this point in time, a lecture will become a very effective tool of transmitting information to a large group of people. It shouldn't be the only method. Don't get me wrong. You're not promoting our lecture as the main thing. Absolutely not. I think all the other methods of learning that we are now introducing are valid. But you can't get around the fact, if he doesn't understand what you teach him, if he doesn't understand the materials, it will slow your collaboration, your social learning will down. And just on social learning. So what if both don't understand the same words, don't understand the same aspects? I tell you what they will do. Like 2 drunken buddies, they will hug. It's all rubbish, isn't it? It's rubbish. An instant group agreement will connect them up. Yeah, it's all rubbish. See, so, but simply because they didn't understand something in the first place. If one understood it, he can raise the other one. You see what I mean? Good. I want to leave it at that. I hope you found it interesting. And yes, your words. This is the fastest way to hone down on problems. And it's not recognized and it's not understood. And it's a bit of a surprise to me. Thank you.